All right. Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing today? I've got... You know what? I don't want to do this first. I've got my cable that I'm going to use to suspend this cube that I'm working on. But I'm getting to a point where if I don't place the cable in here now, I'll never be able to. So really? I love these things. I think that's all I need for now. This is like 30 feet. I don't need that much feet. I need something to cut those with. These are like really old and dull. Let's see if they do the trick. Ooh, yeah, that's not bad at all. Perfect. Oh, I should not have taken all of them off. This is gonna, unravel. I don't want that. I only need, let's go with 6 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of right about here. Let's see if this will do the trick. Nope. Hang on. Alright, so I've got my 6 feet of cable here. And this does not want to cut it. We're going to lace this through the cube. And we're just going to have to work around it, right? Which sucks, but I don't... once the cube is all put together, I'm not going to be able to put anything through here. That's just the way it is, so... Alright, who knows how to cut cable? This is kind of working. There we go. Alright, so we have our piece. I don't know how close to 6 feet we got, but I'm just going to put this back in here. Hopefully it doesn't unravel too much. Now the trick's going to be getting this through. So this is the absolute center ring. This big ring in right here, right? So I need to get this into here, down through here. I don't know, that's... What I don't want to do is take this apart. Thank you, Whimsy Art. How you doing? What's going on? Louie, what are you up to? Yeah, I stumbled across Whimsy Art last night as I was cruising the internet. And she makes some really nice chainmail. Alright. Okay. Plan B. Okay. I'm going to get this through here, but I'm not going to go through a struggle session on stream trying to do it, but essentially it's going to run down here, right? This way through the cube. Okay? And then I'll attach this, right? and we'll put some chainmail around this little glass marble here, and this will hide the cable on one end, and then on the other end, once it comes out of the cube, we'll wrap it in some chainmail, and then the cable will be what it is suspended from. There's a guy watching. He found her. Right on. So we'll set this aside because it's going to take a little bit to be able to use it. But you get the idea, right? Does the class have any questions? So instead of trying to add more to the cube tonight, what I want to do is kind of come up with a plan for how I'm going to secure this glass marble, right, in chainmail, so that we can connect it to the cable, and so that the cable can be hidden, and it can all be desperate. It's cool stuff. It's very rad. Just want to pop and say hi. Have a good stream. All right, Whimsy Art, thanks for swinging by. Appreciate you. Need the right pliers. So my first thought is I do a lot of Byzantine hexagons, right? So I'm going to... Oh, my dog did something. My dog. Not my dog. My son's dog did something. I can hear him. So I'm going to make some Byzantine... What? I just went live, dude. Handle it. Get your mom. I don't know what his dog did, but... Rachel, how's it going? Alright, so I don't know what's going upstairs. This happens a lot. I start my live stream, and then chaos erupts. Right? It's fun times. Always fun time. Weekend went too fast? Get your mom, handle it. Put that on a shirt, yeah. The weekend did go too fast. I did not realize it was Sunday today, and then fortunately I had prepared, but my kid had a birthday to go to. So I remembered to get him to his friend's birthday party. They went on a bunch of zip lines and climbing stuff, and it was a good time was had by all, from what I understand. This is your Saturday, still got tomorrow off. Right on. Same here. Getting a project, and suddenly kids have 15 questions each times 3. Yeah. You just woke up, slept through the whole day. Nice. Iced Out Mob, how you doing today? So... Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. All right. Yeah. One kid was running around. The birthday boy got a bloody nose climbing through the trees, running around on zip lines, and they're all, you know, friends from school. So they haven't really seen each other over the summer. And they were all really kind of tired by the time I went to go pick up my kid. Good so far. What am I making? I'm making... Okay, so to explain it, for anyone watching, this is a chainmail jelly cube, right? The weave used to make it is called Japanese 4-in-1, and that just means that every ring has 4 rings going through it. And what I'm doing here is I'm using small rings to make big rings, and then weaving them together in a Japanese 4-in-1 pattern. And then I'm using these strands of Byzantine to secure everything in place. Clean, did your yearly go through all your pants and shorts to see what still fits? Yeah, I did that last year. I got rid of so much stuff that, like, wow, I am, nothing fits me anymore. That's dope, thank you. So yeah, birthday boy got a bloody nose. One of the kids passed out. It sounded like a good time. So, and now apparently, I'm gonna guess that the dog has chewed and destroyed something. Okay, the dog is a corgi, and I have nothing to do with the arrival of this creature in my house. But so far, he's destroyed portions of my wood floor and 2 carpets, right? Like the living room, dining room carpet, and my back TV room, or I guess front room, dining room carpet is destroyed, and then the back living room is destroyed. So I get to replace the carpet areas, and then I think I can get away with having the floor sanded to clean up where he scratched up the wood, right? So I'm gonna guess he got into something, and that's why my kid's freaking out. I could just, it's always the small ones. Your mom had big dog and she only chews her toys. Nice. What was that? Oh, thank you for the dinos. All of a sudden my phone made some noise. I was like freaking out. Yeah, so the dog's not going away, and the carpets are 25 years old, right? So they need to be replaced. They just could have lasted a while longer, you know? It is what it is. I don't know what he got a hold of. I don't know what he destroyed, but probably something. Inexpensive removal? You mean for the carpet? Because the dog chewed it all up already? Alright. There's one hexagon kind of looking thing. Yeah. Your husky has chewed through crate trays and a metal crate. Now he's in metal crate. Ooh. A wood board to sleep on. Yeah. My corgi is also my corgi, not my corgi. The corgi that lives in our house that is my son's. He is also very territorial, and he's not even one yet, so he does the whole puppy thing where people come over and he gets excited and pees, right? Which, okay, fine, it is what it is. You're gonna deal with that. But whenever my other little dog goes near his pen, he tries to pee on the other little dog. So that is annoying. Typical for a corgi. Your boss corgi doesn't like other dogs, period. Yeah. So, and my other dog is such a wuss. He barely will fend for himself. Right? Did I take off too much there? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did. Wow. Derp. Try this again. So, it's just carpet. It's just a wood floor. Yes, it's expensive. At least just pees on, not a violent attack. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We haven't... We were dog sitting a Doberman mix named Poppy, who is the most perfect dog ever in the world. And we babysit her while her moms go out of town. And her and Elliot, the corgi, had a great time just kind of play fighting, going after each other. And so I don't think that if we just left the 2 dogs in the house that Elliot would do anything. But Baxter, my little dog, who's just can't fend for himself, I don't think anything too terrible would happen, but my older dog would not be happy for sure. All right. Jayla, how you doing? Huskies not like to get left alone in the house. You learned that the hard way. Ah. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Is that's not half, is it? All right, we're kind of getting somewhere. Nice, he's gotten better. Crates with your terrier, and he's calmed down a lot. There you go. Yeah. So, like I was saying, it's just rugs. They need to be replaced anyway. It's a wood floor. It's not the end of the world. It's got a little, chewed up piece on it. It's fine. Okay, does it suck? Yeah, because everything could have lasted a little while longer without looking terrible. Nothing is like, I don't have to replace anything right this second. So, like, and I wouldn't anyway. I'm waiting for the corgi to grow up a little bit more so he stops chewing on stuff. My son has a dog that he can grow up with, even though his dog just like chewed through whatever he got a hold of, Why capturing a glass ball? So the glass ball is going to go on the end. I got the cable out, right? The cable is going down through here. I was going to do that first, but I quickly realized it was going to be a struggle session. I was like, I don't want to do that on stream. I'd rather make something, and I'll slide the cable through tomorrow. I don't want to take it apart to put the cable in. I might have to. That'll suck really like a lot, but and then this will attach to the end of the cable to kind of cover it up. If you had huskies and your brother had a husky, escaped the window and came straight to your house. Whew. Yeah, my neighbor's got a husky. They got some other kind of weird looking dog too, and then they just somehow it's in their house. It's a Cocker Spaniel puppy with the big floppy ears. And, they bring him outside, and it's super cute to watch him run around. All right. But I've never owned a husky. All right. This might perfectly fit 4. That'll be interesting. And then what? Okay, we'll add one more. So, what else has been going on? I made enchiladas yesterday. I'm not the world's greatest cook at all by any stretch of the imagination, but enchiladas are a recipe that I've improved over time, gotten better, and last night were some of my best. And my family is full and fed, and that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if it tastes good, as long as it's nutritious, right? Husky's a rescue. Was kept in a garage for the first 2 years of his life. Oh, that's awful. Okay, now I gotta figure something out. So, now with this, I don't know if I have enough of these glass marbles. I'm tempted to try and put one in 5 of the corners. The 6th corner at the top where the cable comes out won't... would not require hiding or decoration or anything. Let's see how this works. Alrighty. Did barbecue, pulled pork, baked potato, buffet bar. Nice. Cards Against Disney game. Definitely an adult-only game and hilarious when people have had a few drinks. I'll bet. Adam G24 on TikTok. In the link tree in my profile is the first link should be the Mailworks web app. You don't got to download anything. You can just open it up. And in there are lists of suppliers, where to find tutorials, where to find where other people hang out at online, tool recommendations, and I'm got a whole lot more stuff coming. So if you want to check that out, that's an excellent place to start, I think. I might be a little bit biased, but I think it's a good place to start. And then start, one of the best. I recommend people get a kit, whether they go to like We've Got Mail or Metal Designs. They all have kits. There's a lot of kits available on Etsy and whatnot. But I think the best beginner kit, and a lot of people have recommended this, is the Chainmail Joe kit. Comes in a beautiful box, and it's got a... There's a couple different kits, but the one I'm thinking of has a bunch of colorful anodized aluminum rings with a tutorial book in there. Ow, my nose. Okay, if I do... Huh. Well, so much for hexagons. They're not very hexagon. They're not very hexagon shaped. And this is not... Okay, we'll get it figured out. Yeah, you're very welcome. And that goes for anyone else watching. If you want to learn how to make chainmail, in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, the first link is the Mailworks web app, and it's got all the stuff I just said in there. And anyone can do this. You can't. There are absolutely people who have classes where you can go and learn to make chainmail, right? There are people who sell tutorials, and there are many groups that will answer your questions, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm knocking any of that, okay? I think it's all a wonderful thing, but the reality is that 90% of the information, all of the information you need to know to get started is available for free online, right? If you want to learn specific... how to make specific items, then buy a tutorial. If, I don't know. If someone is teaching a class on, some specific aspect of chainmail that you want to learn, like, say, making riveted rings. Also something you can learn for free online, but is that too long? What is going on here? Oh, that is. Wow, I am... I don't know how to count, apparently. And then what I'm doing here, the weaves that I'm using are fairly simple, but anyone can do this, right? It's not a highly complicated project, it's not a highly technical project. It's just a large project. Does that make sense? But it's super fun, and you can make all kinds of different stuff. I've wrapped coffee cups. I've wrapped glass bottles. I've done 30. What is it's 24 by 36 inches, 34 inches. Chainmail inlay. Right? Which is it's a very large inlay. Okay, so that's in there, right? That's not gonna come out. You'd have, no, I don't think, you couldn't get it out without breaking it, right? That's actually pretty slick. I'm tempted to leave it just like that. I didn't know that would work. What do? Your inlay is awesome. Thank you. It came out pretty good. Finally, after the inlay took me 19 years, right? That's the reality of it. All right. I'm actually kind of okay with how this turned out. Okay, so this is the thought that's running in my head. I've got this marble captured. The capture is pretty loose, right? It is secure. It won't fall out of there. But I like the look of having this large open face on it. I don't know. Do I close it up? Just to secure it more so nobody's tempted to try and rip this out? Leave it as is? Because it's going to be, like, pulled a little taut, right? So there's not a lot of room. Like, a cable... There's not a cable going through here or anything, but I do have to, I don't know. We'll run with this for starters, okay? And then if I get, so I like the way that looks. That actually turned out really nice. Hannah, how you doing? Mech, what's going on? Okay. That's going to be done enough for me, right? Right now. It's a little looser than what I want, but it's not going to fall out. You could force it out, but not without just ripping it apart, right? I don't know. We'll leave it for now, and then if it bothers me that much, I'll change it later. So that's going to hang off the end of the cable. Right? What's the metal bottle for? So this is, it's going to hang off the end of the cable, tucked up in here. Okay? And then this is what the whole cube will be suspended from. I can't even lift this. It's getting absurd. And it is just to cover up the cable. Right? But this is where the three sides meet. And the cable pieces will be hopefully tucked up into the cube. And then this will attach to the end of the cable piece, holding everything in place. So, It's to cover up the cube, and hopefully it works. All right. Need my big pliers. Let's just attach these two real quick. So, and then when the cable comes out the top of the cube, I will wrap the cable in chainmail, right? So, I don't know how many people watching have seen me describe the stand, the display for this piece. And I'm not torn, I'm confused, right? There's a way to tie all this in together. So for those on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, X, you can see there's a cube in the center, a little bit of cable, a square going around it, right? A little more cable, a bigger square going down attached to a base, right? So for those over here, cube, right? Square, bigger square going down to the base, holding everything up, right? So, like, the options are texture the... Okay, do you use round bar or square bar to make the square, right? Do you use, do you texture it, or do you wrap it in chainmail as well? Right? So I'm torn. I don't know what to do. I will figure it out. All right. Make sure I don't screw this up this time. All of these rings are oriented in the same direction for whatever plane they're on. And this ring right here, when I placed it, was wrong. And I've done that, I don't know, 5 or 6 times now. Just going along, I don't know if I'm not paying attention or what happens, but so it's not fun to take these apart and then try and put them back together. It's not the end of the world, it's just a pain. What am I doing? So, all right, and these aren't the rings that I'm using are spring steel, and so they're very difficult to get into place. If it was regular 304 stainless, like most of the stainless that the chainmail community uses, it wouldn't be nearly as difficult to put these together and take them apart, right? But because it's spring steel, it doesn't want to do what it tells you, especially like once you open and then close the ring, right? Trying to get it back open has probably been the hardest part. So you can unweave it and then take the rest of the ring apart so that you can fix it and then put it all back together, right? Okay. Who else? Okay, so is Rachel still here? Who else makes chainmail that's watching? If you don't mind saying what's up. I got a question for you. For all my, and it doesn't really matter. You don't have to say, you don't have to type 1 in the comments or anything. But for those of you who do make chainmail, do you get accused of being autistic a lot? I had video of this cube, these 2 cubes. It was a clip from one of my lives, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, tell me you're autistic without telling me you're autistic. And I have a huge problem with the self-diagnosed autist community online. I don't believe most of them, right? I think a lot of it is people using that as an excuse for their shitty behavior. Sometimes you have ADHD and hyperfocus for hours on end. Like, sure. And I'm not saying you don't have it, right? But other people do notice it. I don't know. I find it difficult to believe that so many people are convinced of my autism based off one video, right? And none of them were like, oh, you're severely autistic, right? They weren't like insulting about it. They were trying to make jokes. And I get the jokes. Or even I've made jokes about it before. Because, yeah, this is a weird thing. This is a niche hobby. Not a lot of people do this. Trying to get more people converted over. You know? That's why I do this. At all. It's also to sell merch, but maybe one day those two will collide. Those two things. Showing people that you can make chainmail at home and also making sales. But yeah, it's just like every time I did reply to several of them. It's like, I'm not autistic, right? It's like, thanks for saying it looks cool, but I'm not autistic. And then I gave up. I was like, this is dumb. They can think I'm autistic if they want. It's fine. It doesn't hurt me. They are trying to be complimentary or funny or whatever. But I got another bunch of comments that I got on the video of this was biblically accurate chainmail, which I thought was funny. This is also why you stuck around. This particular activity keeps your attention and the conversation is good. Right on. I mean, well, I definitely have a super niche hobby that requires a lot of repetitive action over and over and over. And I certainly struggle to be in front of people or talk to people in general. I think those are like character traits, not any kind of indication of autism, right? And okay, where are we at? This is so sick. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I can't pronounce that. CMRDGI. Who was in here? My buddy Fakray was in here, and I actually know him in real life, and he had to spell out his name for me. It's F.A. Cray J. I don't know what it stands for, but I was laughing at him. His name, I won't say his name while he's not here. Don't worry about it. Right on. Yeah, I'll make a decent attempt at most people's names, and I do my best to try to pronounce things correctly. It's always funny when you have someone pop up in the comments whose name that if you say their name, like, you'll get community guidelines real quick and your live will get shut down. I'm like, I don't know how they have those names in the first place or how they've gotten those names or held on to them. You know, it'll be like a license plate version of a racial slur, right? Something like that. So those ones, I always find it funny when they pop up and I'm like halfway through the name and I realize like, oh, I better stop what I'm saying right now. Hope to see this piece in person one day. You bet it looks way more impressive. Not over camera. It is more impressive in person. 100%. Right? I'm not... Okay, so I need to get a better photography setup. Who doesn't? Right? Because, you know, just my phone, like the camera's pretty good. It's a Samsung Galaxy S10. What version are they on now? Like 24 or something? So it's getting, you know, it's old, but it does the job. One of the things I would like to do with this piece is a there is a way to make money that a lot of photographers do, okay? You know the big, like, prints that you can get at Target or Michael's? You can have them framed at Michael's, but at Target, you're just, like, getting a poster, right? And it'll be some kind of odd art, right? Like a bull with his horns on a foggy morning coming through the sunlight or something. Or it's just pure abstraction. Like, what's the guy's name? Like a Jackson Pollock kind of looking thing. A lot of those pieces that you see, many of them are not the Jackson Pollock looking ones. What's up, Random? How you doing? A lot of the Jackson Pollock looking ones are not the Jackson Pollock looking ones. A lot of the artwork there, it's licensed to Target for them to sell, right? So a lot of the photos, the photographer works with an agency or something, and they sell their photo, and Target can sell, you know, as many prints as they want and whatnot, and then the photographer gets a cut, like 7% of every sale or something. Oh, ow. So what I would like to do, okay, and a lot of those pictures go up in like dentist offices and hospitals. So like they're not necessarily bought from Target, but you know, if you run a hospital, you got to put something on the walls. I'm doing all right until I just made my knuckles bleed there. So what I would like to do with this is have it professionally photographed. Go talk to an agency of some kind and see if I can't sell pictures of this to companies like Target, Amazon, Walmart, right? So I don't know anything about that process. I just know that it exists. And I think that as an artist, you have to do everything you can to try and make money. And I think that's another, I don't know, stream of income, right? Because like I've got my merchandise over at mailworks.com, right? Chainmail themed apparel and accessories, which I think are badass. I've got the chainmail that I make and sell when I take a commission, right? I want to add spoon flour. I want to add spoon flour, take my designs and post them there. And I've been talking about that for years, and I just have not had the time. Right? I don't know who buys chainmail themed fabric, but I assume that with the number of LARPers and cosplayers that I know, that there is a community that would appreciate it. Right? Maybe I'm wrong. So what's that? 3 potential sources of income. So I just want to add this photography. Take photographs of this. And sell the photographs. And I don't know if it'll work. Not much has worked so far. But you just gotta keep doing it. I don't know. Keep doing it until it works. Keep doing it until you give up. I don't know. Also a good way to get your art out there to gain some visibility. Yeah. You know, if we get a good high-res photo of this and it's on a large enough piece of material that you can see all the detail, you know, you'll be walking down a hospital feeling sick and everything, and then next thing you know, you're looking at this image being perplexed by what you're seeing, and you forget about everything that's wrong with you for, I don't know, a couple minutes. All right. But all of that takes work. And right now, all of my time is straightening out all these blackened stainless rings one by one. I thought I would be done by now, but no. I'm not. I'm about halfway. So, once again, this project takes twice as long as I thought it would. Which is fine. If you're closer, you'd help. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's another common comment that at least a few people have made. It's like, oh, you need to add bodies to this project to help it go faster. I'm like, yeah, one day. It's like, I'm not... I don't know. The idea of collaborating in the chainmail community is pretty good. There's a whole chainmail quilt project. I don't know how many patches they have, but it's over 100 different patches that people have submitted and other people have connected it all. And it's just this giant quilt made up of different chainmail patches. And, yeah. Dang it, man. You want me to mail some rings to you so you can straighten them out for me? I'd appreciate it. But no, I am almost halfway done. It's a grind. But apparently the Lord believes that I need more character. So it's like if I go to expand this because I have leftover supplies and wow, I don't know where that ring went. Oh, there it is. Okay. My biggest issue is I can grind through the 27,000 rings that I have to correct, right? It sucks, but it is what it is. If I go to expand this project, then I need to be sure that my supplier does not send me screwed up rings again. Because I can't do this twice. It's just too much time. It's like, I want to make my own rings in-house. I wouldn't be able to make black and stainless at home. It's like the process is from what I've read online, I don't know what other people do. It's pretty gross. And just a bunch of chemical oil stuff burning that I don't want near my house. Right? So I would still have to order these even if I could make all my rings at home. But also, I would like to get it down to where I am just ordering anodized aluminum, just ordering black and stainless. You know what I mean? All right, that one's in. What time is it? 9:25. Oh, we're doing pretty good. Okay. Put this in place. Actually, before I do that. So, I'm sure many of you know who Pirate Software is, right? He's a guy that streams in the morning, worked for Blizzard, was a hacker for the government, working on protecting nuclear facilities or something. A lot of experience. Interesting life. Very smart person. He's got a clip that someone comments in his chat, corn is a fruit. And he Googles it, checks it, waits a couple seconds, and then says, whiskey is ketchup. Right? Which, if corn is a fruit, then all whiskey is ketchup, but ketchup is not whiskey, right? So, I was outside talking with the wife, and she is watching a video all about corn, and tells me that the lady she was watching said that corn is a grain, a grass, and a vegetable all at the same time. And I was like, what? I thought it was a fruit. And then my wife actually'd me and said, and pulled up the clip in the video from someone who's clearly an expert in corn, much more so than me, right? And she goes, yeah, corn's a grass, a grain, and a vegetable all at the same time. And so I Googled it, and AI came up, and essentially it is a fruit, a grain, a grass, and a vegetable all at the same time. It is a fruit because of how it flowers or something. It is a vegetable, and like part of it depends on when you harvest it and what type of corn it is. And anyway, the whole, like, I didn't know anything about corn, and now I know even less. So, if you say whiskey is ketchup, you're not wrong. Anyway, I just thought it was funny that I got well actually. Oh, the puzzle piece of death. There we go. What a coincidence we are both wearing a Shrek shirt. It's not a coincidence. We're awesome people with excellent tastes. Botanics are so confusing. Yeah, I have no idea about any of them. I did start studying corn and potatoes and cows and all that fun stuff in my freshman year of high school when I was going into agriculture and farming, because I lived in a rural area, and that's like what the high school taught. But I just wanted to take the shop class and learn how to weld. Neither of which ended up happening. I neither learned about agriculture after that class, nor did I learn anything more about welding after that that initial shop class. So, yeah, missed out on that one. And then I did. Have you heard that Donkey is one of the bad boys Pinocchio hangs out with? Yeah, I've read that. I don't know. I'll buy it. I haven't seen anybody rebut it, and I'm not obsessed enough with cartoons to, sit and ponder characters' background story and lore. You know what I mean? Like, there's other people over on Tumblr for that. They can spend their time bemusing about all the characters. I thought Shrek was great. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. And it's one of my favorite cartoons. I also am a member of the United Church of Shrek Facebook group, which is a very funny group of people. And I say I'm a member. It's like I'm just in the group. I don't know these people like most Facebook groups. You need to find time to go to places that vacuum form to see who can. Oh, yeah. I don't know anything about vacuum forming, but there we go. I would think that a number of places offer it. I do see a lot of people do like homemade vacuum forming stuff. So it's like I'm not much of a, I am a crafty person. Let me try to get these words out right. I am this is the only thing I like to do, right? I've tried leatherwork. I'm okay. I don't have the dedication I have to it. I could never be a cosplayer. I could never go through and learn 100 different techniques to make a costume the way these people do, right? And so I just stick with chainmail for the most part, and I do a little bit of leatherwork, and I do a little bit of, I'd call it carpentry, but it's really just me kind of being successful at working with wood, right? I don't have any passion for wood. So, vacuforming, well, you know, it seems like one of those things that a lot of people do in their houses, you know. I'm sure that there are places that offer it. Just use a shop back pegboard in your oven, yeah. So, you guys might know her. I follow on TikTok the Dodo Cosplay. She did a big Xenomorph costume. And it's amazing. And I was watching some of her videos of all the ways in which she goes about making her garb, her stuff. And, you know, she's painting and doing leatherworking and I don't know what else. Just a bunch of different stuff that's all poured into the final product. It's like, there's... No, I don't have the attention span for that. There's a place about 15 minutes from you. Say they do it, and they also do small batch runs. Nice. Don't have a place to do it because you're staying with your in-laws. Yeah. Speaking of, Jeep and Jamber, were you here, what was it, Friday? Friday, not the house directly behind me, but the house across the street from the house directly behind me, was 10 o'clock in the morning, was burning down. The house and the garage, right? And it turns out that the older gentleman that was living there had passed, and the son was living there. But the sister was evicting him, and he lit it up. Came in on Friday. I just got done talking about it. He lit up the house and the garage, and then shot himself, which was crazy. And then for a bit, because one of our friends that lives on that block called it in, him and his wife's name were mentioned in over dispatch, and we were like, oh my gosh, I don't know how they're connected, but why are their names being brought up, and blah blah blah, is he okay? You know, you can. I'm not done with it yet, but this will absolutely be for sale. There is, like, I am hoping to get 10 to 15 sculptural pieces done and then go to a metal art gallery at some point. But if anybody wants to pay for this before I even get it to a gallery, they're more than welcome to. You have a 55-pound chest piece of male armor? 55 pounds. Are you a really big person? Because if you're like 6'9", that would explain that number a little more in my head. 6'3"? Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. That's a lot of material to cover someone as large as you are. I'm 5'9", and I think my heaviest chainmail shirt might weigh 28 pounds, something like that. So you're probably not quite double the surface area that's got to get covered. How much would this one cost? Good question. So, once it's done on the stand and everything, and it's all complete, like we're looking at about 15 grand. The thing is, and you're like, holy crap, that's really expensive. You'll never be able to sell that. The thing is, this will probably be the largest piece that I do. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Whoa, 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 whoa. I have several smaller planned. And so a lot of the reason why this is being built in the first place is to catch people's eyes. I want them to look at it, and I want them to be perplexed, and I want them to go, what am I looking at? And then probably walk away not understanding, right? But then I'll have other pieces that will be somewhat more familiar to them, and they'll go, oh, I like that one. Mine is 16 pounds, and you thought it was heavy? Can't imagine 55 pounds? Yeah. Your time you put into it, effort, you deserve that much for it? Thank you. Paid $3 grand for your armor. Worth it. That's, yeah, an appropriate price. I think mine was around 28 pounds last you checked. Pre-fire. Yeah, I have to get a bathroom scale. I've got my little kitchen scale in here, and I think the last time I was able to weigh it on the kitchen scale, it was 12 pounds. We're well above that now. We're approaching that. We're over halfway, right? So 15, 16 will be 20 pounds easily, I think, by the time this is done. And then the total weight of this first phase will be around 30 pounds. So what is his chest armor made out of? That's a good question too, because if it's made out of like tungsten, got chest piece armor that weighs 1,000 pounds. Anyway, so depressed. How you doing? Yeah, I'm still working on this project here. Now, the problem with trying to sell something that's that expensive in any gallery of any type of art, right, is that I've never worked with a gallery or done any artwork like this before. So I don't have a track record of selling anything this large. You know, there's no like, okay, there's no name recognition. Nobody knows who I am. None of them know what chainmail is, right? So, you know, it's, this whole idea is a huge gamble. Ow. And also, I might hurt myself really badly. At least I didn't hit my knuckles that time. I might do all this work, and I might not be able to find a gallery. And then even if I do find a gallery, I might not make any sales. And it's a lot of money put towards an idea. We'll see, right? It's just, I would rather do this, okay, than try and be a vendor, making the same things over and over again. Tungsten would be crazy. You wonder if you could even make the rings. I don't think you could make the rings with tungsten at all. One of the corporate guys will be at work next week. Right on. Provided he doesn't stay in the office and actually enters the warehouse, he'll see how hot it is. What do we... Not sure on the weed, but it's wish the best. Alright, so depressed. If you're getting out of here, have a good one. Not sure on the weed, but it's stainless and a thicker gauge than the normal aluminum stuff. Yeah. So, like, okay. If you were to commission someone to make this and they didn't say like 25, 30 grand, they're probably selling themselves short to make it for someone else, right? So, that's honestly like how labor intensive this is. This has taken me several months so far. There's been a ton of prep work, right? It's expensive to do. Careful about galleries. Some just want to make a profit off of you. Yeah, well, I mean, I have some experience with using third parties to sell stuff. So, I mean, that is the point of a gallery, is to make money off of you, right? So, I just don't want them to make too much off of me that I can't continue doing what I'm doing. Can you see a ring up close? Like one of the big rings that I'm using? Like one of these? Or just like your regular little ring? Yes, but good galleries will want to get your stuff in good hands and make sure it will be seen. Yes. No. So, like, I haven't looked around here. I know Lake Geneva is a real high tourist, ritzy area. It's about an hour away from me. I'm in between Milwaukee and Chicago, and I don't know any of the galleries around here. I know I don't want to do... I don't want to place anything in a Kenosha gallery. I don't even know if there is one. You're an art student? Right on. And I haven't gone out and looked at or looked for a gallery to even talk to about this, right? So what I'm looking for may not even exist in my area. Don't know. But if I can... Because there is chainmail in Days of Our Lives, the TV show. There is chainmail on fashion runways. There is chainmail in movies all over the place. In TV shows all over the place. It's out there. People recognize it a little bit, but they don't know that you can work on it as a hobby at home. And they don't connect it with like something that we still use today, right? So I am obviously trying to change the knowledge base that people have about it through this. Oh, my hip. Oh, my... How much does a project like this cost to make? So far, I have over $1,000 in materials for this. That's just the material cost. Okay, so I'm thinking about it. I think that for the second phase of this will be another $400 to $600, and then the base of this, I don't know how much that's going to cost to make. How long does it take? So this has taken me. I started on it in May, and then all of July and all of August so far. So 2.5 months so far. And that's working on it pretty much every day, right? I think I've been. You can go back and check my stream, and streaming is not, it's an hour and a half on the nights that I'm able to stream. So it's not clearly all of the work that I've put into this. But it is evidence that it has been being worked on for that long. I imagine that I will have somewhere between 500 and 600 hours in this when I'm done. We'll see. This will absolutely be for sale when this is done. I don't sell a lot of what I'm doing right now. A lot of what I'm doing right now is finishing up projects that have been laying around for a long time. I just finished up a really big chainmail inlay that I've been working on for like 19 years. And I made a bunch of stuff during that time, just not that inlay, because it was a grind, and it was just too much for me to wrap my head around at the time. So a lot of what I'm doing is cleaning up. Like, I'll make random stuff like this little monkey fist piece, right? And that used up pretty much the last of the brass and bronze rings that I had. And I think I still have some more stainless steel in this size, right? What else is random? I got some random bracelets I made. Just using up rings, trying to turn everything down here into something, a finished product or something that I can sell. Right? You just watch one of the videos, the big inlay video. Right on. It turned out good. I'm happy with it. I'm still waiting on funding. I need money for a spear and for some Celtic themed wall hooks. Right? So that it, can all be Celtic themed and fun and a whole completed piece. Does that make sense? Like, it's not just making it, the whole piece is the display too. The one with the marble in the middle too? This one? Yeah. That one's cool. I like it. I think that this has a lot of design potential. Mostly as like a paperweight, but also, just something cool to have in your display case somewhere. This is not. Alright, screw that one. We'll put this one in. So that was the design I came up with in my sleep. So I was thinking about it, and then I took a nap, and in my nap, I solved the problem of how to make a monkey fist. And I woke up, and I came downstairs and put it all together. And when you get into this hobby, just know that dreaming and thinking about chainmail all of the time is a thing, and I'm not the only one who has talked about this. But if you're struggling with something and you go to bed thinking about it, and it's not uncommon to wake up with a solution to it. It's not hard to make a tunic. It's time consuming and it's a grind. Uh-oh. Huh. Come here. It's like it can be difficult on your body because you're, I don't know, don't have the, I don't know, what do you call it? The muscle buildup that I have of putting rings together. That can be hard on your wrists, especially the material you decide to use. But after 2 weeks of working on something like that, you should be able to get through any pain, right? But it's just a grind because it's probably 20,000 rings for any armor ring size. So it's like I have I have 3 shirts, a short sleeve one, a long sleeve one, and like a vest, and then I have my motorcycle vest. My motorcycle vest was by far the longest project because the weave I used to make it is called, it's not called yarn. The weave I used to make it is not called yarn. It's called Japanese 12 and 2, and so there's 2 rings horizontally and 12 rings vertically going around, right? Bubba, if you go into my link tree in my TikTok profile, the first link is the Mailworks web app. You don't have to download anything. Just open that up, and there's a list of suppliers in there, as well as tool recommendations, where other chainmail artists hang out, and a whole bunch of other, where to find tutorials and stuff. And that is all free and available. And all of those suppliers are chainmail ring manufacturers, right? So they should have. I'll preface the supplier section with this. The Ring Lord is where you're going to get the best bang for your buck as far as wholesale rings go. Okay? Just understand that their quality control has been an issue for a while now. For example, all of the black and stainless rings on the cube right now, all of the ones in this tub here, right, and all of the ones in this coffee can was full, right? It was full. That's how many. This plus that is about half the can, so I'm almost halfway done with these rings. All of these rings are out of round, and I have had to fix every single one. Okay, so a lot of times the Ring Lord has really good stuff. A lot of times they have their bad quality control stuff, and just, if you check something, if you get it, and if it's bad, send it back to them. Just know that is an issue. All the rest of the suppliers on that list I don't know of any complaints about any of them, really. Everyone seems to be quite happy. So that's all I'm going to preface that with. It's like, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but the reality, I can't send people to TRL while they have ongoing quality control issues. You know what I mean? Without warning them. They will work through it. Or they won't. I don't know. It seems like they are getting their stuff together, but we will see what happens. Come on. Okay. If I don't read it, does it count? Make sure this is lined up the right way. You can't prove that I did. No, that's funny. I don't like. I have to continue the stream. I can't just stop. But also, like, how do you respond to that while you're streaming? I don't know. I don't have all the answers to life. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. I think we'll have. Oh, we're gonna run out of time here. That's okay. So, all right. So I got to figure out, or I got to sit down and figure out what I'm going to do for the base with this project for the display, the stand. You want everything to like match somehow. You know what would match, actually? If, okay, for those of you not in the know, right? This is how I plan on displaying this cube, right? Cube hangs in the center, cable runs up through, metal square or round bar into a metal square going outside, bigger metal square going down into a base that'll hold it up, right? So this is round rings made into a cube, right? What if we did square bar, and instead of doing a square around it, what if we took square bar and made a circle with it, right? Square bar into circle. Okay, I wrote that down. So we took round things and we made it into a square. Now we're going to take a square thing and make it round. Right? You believe it's called square stock if you're not... Yeah. That stuff. This thing wants to fall over on me. Don't do that. This will crush you. Or the opposite. Since we took round objects and made it into a square with the outside pieces here, these two outside pieces, do we take round bar and make them square, right? And I don't know. And that just is the theme of the piece, making round things square. I think round things square makes more sense. In fact, maybe should I title the art piece that Round Things Square? Because I can't call it SandWyrm Ringception Cube. No one will know what that means. And it would take too long to explain on like a card note or something. Where are we at? Oh, thanks for the rose, Matt. Appreciate you. Thanks for the follow. Have you thought about a wireframe cube for the outside square? No, I have not. I don't know what a wireframe cube is. Oh, God. Yeah, I think round things square. Let me write that down. All these squares, all these squares make a circle. Yeah. So, all these squares make a circle. Title of art piece. That's like putting it as simple as you can. They can look at it. They'll see that the components of all of this are round, and it's making a square. So, taking round bar or round stock and turning it into a square to frame out the cube makes sense. Makes more sense than doing the opposite. Turning square stock into a big circle, big ring. That's a Dragon Ball Z abridged reference. Oh, is it? Dragon Ball Z. Oh. I think someone commented in a GIF, right? That all these squares make a circle. And it was a Dragon Ball Z character. And I have no reference point really for Dragon Ball Z because I didn't grow up with it. So, is it art or does it have a purpose? It is art, Tim. It is art. Its purpose is to perplex the human mind, so that you take your mind off things for a couple of minutes while you're looking at it, wondering what it is. All these squares do indeed make a circle. That's cool. Thank you. But yeah, a wireframe cube is just a cube made of just the edges, no side faces. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't like that idea. I'll think about it. My initial reaction is like, I don't like that. I can't see how it would look good in my head. I'll think about it though. You may be right. I'm no artist. I don't have a trained eye for anything. I don't know what looks good. Right? Well, I mean, I do a little bit, but not a lot. Okay? Not like someone who works at the Louvre, say. Ugh. It's okay, man. It's your project. Just throwing out suggestions. No, absolutely. The area that they fight in is tiled with squares. And the area that they fight in tiled with squares, and in the parody, one of the characters had a real problem with it. Ah, okay. Cammy's Lookout. No, I definitely appreciate the suggestion. The suggestion. I know words. I know how to talk. Not really. Yes, definitely keep throwing out suggestions. I'm not the end-all, be-all, to anything. So, if you have a suggestion, it very well may be better than anything I can think of. Right? But yeah, wire metal, once you... I know what that is. I should have known what you were talking about. But once you told me what you were talking about, I don't like it. That looks like your extension cord every time you pick it up, or your phone charger. My beautiful work of art reduced to an extension cord. That's hilarious. It's the look your extension cord gives you when you go to get it back from one of your kids after they picked it up for you. Uh-oh. I'm running out of room. Am I? Nope. There's that. Okay. So now we can do up here. That looks extremely intricate and had to take several man hours. Nothing but respect, man. Appreciate you. It's, yeah. I will have like somewhere between 500 and 600 hours into this by the time I'm done. So I don't know. I'm not keeping track. I just know how many rings are in it and how many rings it's going to take and how many rings I can weave an hour. So it'll probably be more. But a lot of that's like unnecessary prep work that I had to do. And while it's definitely not a beginner project, it's not overly complicated. It's just overly large and overly a pain. But it's better not to keep track of hours if you enjoy it. Yeah. It's like... if I kept track of hours, I would think about how much time of my life I've spent doing this. And I wouldn't be sad. I love doing this stuff. It's awesome. But I could definitely, spent all my life at work. All that time wasted. And not with family or whatever, Whereas I have the opportunity to just pursue a goal. What'd I go through there? So I'm very fortunate. Oh my God, it's looking so good. Johnny Danger, how you doing? Stainless steel or polished? So it's all stainless steel. The big rings are spring stainless, and then these are blackened stainless steel. The amount of hours you've sat on your couch watching this. I have wasted your life. Ha ha. It's always fun to go look at the analytics of your videos, especially ones that have taken off. And it's like, oh, viewers have watched this for 100,000 hours. And it's like, I have wasted 100,000 hours of humanity's time. Awesome. Stainless is not fun to bend. Fun to bend versus mild steel. What did I try to say? Stainless is not fen to bund. That's what I tried to say. It's like when I was making videos with this little monkey fist here, I kept saying brass and brands instead of brass and bronze. It's brass and brands. It's fen to bund. No, this is spring stainless, and it's not fun to bend at all. Right? So, another part of what makes this not a beginner project. It's like the material, you should definitely have, it doesn't take a lot of experience to be able to work with this stuff, but, you know, don't start off ordering spring steel. Unless you want to be a man. Yeah, I said it. No, I'm just kidding. This stuff sucks. But it's kind of a series of unfortunate events that led to me having to order the spring stainless in the first place. But it really worked out because it's a much better fit for this project, for the size of this project. So it ended up being a good thing, a really good thing. I think the reality is that you can, without welding every single ring, you can only get so large with these projects. Okay? You physically can only open and close rings of a certain size, right? Without, like, heat and pressure and hydraulics, none of which I have in my basement. So if I had made this out of just like regular 304 stainless steel or mild steel or galvanized steel, it would probably be tearing itself apart because of its weight. Or at least I wouldn't be able to suspend it as the display, right? No, they don't close well at all. Does this project have a name? So we've been going with the weave name and the technique. So this is called SandWyrm. It's 2 weaves. There's a core weave called full Persian in this, and then there's box on the outside, which are 2 different weaves combined together, and they form what we call SandWyrm. Weave names are completely, arbitrary in the chainmail world, except for like historical weaves that you would find in medieval Europe or like the Ming Dynasty in Japan or in China, and then I forget what dynasty in Japan. So like European 4-in-1 is a historical weave name. There's weave names like Aeroplane and 3 Hours Less Sleep and Rhino Snorting Drano, and you know. So we were just talking about the name of the project, and it's okay. So SandWyrm is the weave, Ringception is the technique, right? The whole using small rings to make big rings and then weaving big rings together. That's called Ringception. And then it's a cube. All right, this is a chainmail jelly cube. This is what this is based off of, right? So that was like the title of all my live streams for a while now. But I think we just came up with, we're trying to figure out what to do about the display, and we got the name Round Things Square. So that is the name, Round Things Square. And that is because we took all these round things and we're making a cube out of it. And if someone who doesn't know anything about chainmail or chainmail weaves or anything like that comes and looks at it, they'll see all these round things forming a cube and they'll go, oh, Round Things Square. That makes sense, right? So Is that going to be a massive sandworm jelly cube? Yes. Shadowbark, how you doing? Do they close well? No, they don't. Spring steel rings do not want to close, and then they don't want to open once you have them closed. The jelly cubes are awesome. I'm about halfway done with this one. I want to bring it out another inch on 3 sides. And that will get me at, 20 rows across and 5 inches. I'm at 4 inches on each side right now, roughly. And this is a personal project to replace a rubber band ball that is falling apart over at my bar. So, all right, we got this little piece done. This is going to hide the end of the cable, right? It's just a glass marble inside of some Byzantine, and it's just no stress on it. It's just going to hang in the corner here and cover up the metal hardware from the cable that's going to go all the way through this cube, right? How big will this one be? As of right now, the first phase is 9 inches on each side. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 inches on each side, and it'll weigh about 30 pounds if I get the money to fund the second portion of this. Which I don't know. I want to make it one more ring wider on each side than what it is right now, and that's about another $400 to $600. So we'll see. Once the second phase is done, it'll weigh over 75 pounds. It will have 32 ball bearings inside, keeping it rigid, and a big display holding it up that it's suspended from. So it's coming along. I've got to get the cable through here, though. That's going to be fun. All right, guys. Shadowbark, if you go to the link tree in my profile, up at the top, the first link should be the Mailworks app, the Mailworks web app. You can just open it up. You don't have to download anything. Inside are lists of suppliers, pool recommendations, where to find other chainmail artists, and where they hang out online, where to find tutorials, all that stuff, and then a lot more stuff is coming. I've got a lot of work to do on the apps as far as adding stuff. And maybe a little more organization and changing around the icons and fun stuff like that. But I'm in the middle of a massive project right now, and sitting down and doing work on the computer is not an option at the moment. So I'll get to it eventually. It works right now. All the information that is needed to get started is there. If you go to the supplier section, like these rings are from chain-reaction.ca up in Canada, right? But then there's blah blah blah, what do you call it? There's We've Got Mail, there's Metal Designs, there's the Ring Lord. Okay? If one of the things that has come highly recommended by a lot of people is the beginner's kit from Chainmail Joe. Comes in a pretty box. Inside the box are pretty colored anodized aluminum rings in different sizes and a booklet full of tutorials on how to connect those rings together into chainmail patterns. And I'm going to get one eventually and be able to pull it out and say, this is what you want. Go buy this and get started weaving and connect rings and develop a habit that will leave you bankrupt and crippled. I mean, that you'll love and you'll enjoy for forever. Yeah, that's what I meant. Live's on my FYP, so I didn't realize, but thank you. You're very welcome. All right, guys. That goes for everyone. If you want to get started making chainmail, the Mailworks app is, or the Mailworks web app is the top link in my link tree on my TikTok profile, right? Also there is a coffee where you can donate. There's my store, which the best way to support me doing any of this is to buy some merch. I run mailworks.com. You can buy awesome chainmail themed apparel and accessories, like coffee cups and snug hoodies and soon shoes. That's right, you heard me right. chainmail, shoes with chainmail printed on them as their design. We've had them before, and they're really awesome, but there's a bunch of problems with the initial manufacturer. So now the manufacturer who I love dearly, who does a lot of my stuff, has started doing shoes. So we're going to be adding shoes to the store. I can't say when that's going to happen. It's one of those things that I have to sit down on the computer and get everything laid out. But we'll get there. Best place to support the channel is to go buy merch. And for everyone who has bought something, I do appreciate it. And if none of that appeals to you, but you still want to help out, liking, following, sharing, telling your friends, telling your family, letting everyone in your life know that chainmail is awesome and they should get some. Helping me spread the good word. I don't know if it's just TikTok, but unfortunately can't see your link tree. What is your site again? It's okay. Yeah, that's just TikTok. I don't know what that's about. Hang on. No, actually, no, not that. What am I doing? There. No, crap. Alright. If you shoot me a message, I'll shoot you a link. The website is myusername.com. And there's a link to the downloadable app on Google and Apple. But that's like one of the things I have a lot of work to do on because Google and Apple suck. And I don't really think that I'm going to continue using them. I'm just going to probably continue the web app. But the downloadable app on my website, I'm sorry, the web app that you don't have to download anything on is only on my TikTok because I haven't sat down on a computer and organized all my links. So shoot me a message. I'll send you a link. Or you can download the app from Google only because my Apple issue has not been resolved. So other than that, yes, follow me on my other socials and like, follow, share, everything. Did I see how your paint job turned out? Yeah, I think so. I saw a helmet video. I don't know what stage you're on that project, but I like it. Anyway, guys, it's way past my bedtime. I've got some stuff to do before I go to bed. I'm going to get out of here, and I will talk to you all soon. All right? I'm usually here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week. Summer, it's been kind of sketchy, so I'm going to get back to regular streaming when school starts back up, which is soon. So all of you have a wonderful evening. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.